What is up, everybody? Welcome to
we're
right into it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Braeden, what are we doing?
So right
Also,
now,
who are you?
I'm Braeden, or BCL in the Call of Duty world, captain of Syracuse University Call of Duty, and president of esports at Syracuse University. And I am joined by my wonderful co-host and color commentator for today, DannySalads.
That's right.
The play-by-play guy for our COD team.
The wonderful COD team, a few other programs here.
Yeah.
But now we're focused on something special. We're focused on the next generation, the young bucks breaking into the scene, becoming gamers. And so we're gaming.
Absolutely.
What's the format of this looking like?
Yeah, so today, as you can see, we're in a little bit more of a 2v2 situation where I really think some players can show off their skills at an individual level. So tomorrow we're going to go into some 4v4 like a typical CDL tournament. Same maps, modes, best of 5 area on that end. So we're going to see how these players can play in a team outside of maybe the team they played in all season. But as we see right now, Icons, he's showing what he can do at a personal level, going 9-1 in today's part of the tournament, which is a best of 1, 2v2 on smaller maps. So we're going to see some Rust, we're going to see some Meat, and of course we are going to see this wonderful map of Stash House. So again, close quarters, probably a lot of SMGs coming out, and Icons 10-1 is showing him how to get it done.
He's fragging. When I came into this, I kind of asked for the scoop, the skinny on this kind of situation, because I'm not that engrossed into especially the U18 COD scene. I'm not that into it. So I was like, all right, in this first match, we got these guys. Who are we looking at? And what you told me, what I was told from some other people is Icon's gonna frag. And if someone frags on Icon, then you should take note of who they are. And it looks like Icon's fragging. I mean, he just 12-1 is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other team, Drew's getting a few kills, but
yeah, Spockful is in it right now, and we've all been there, especially myself. But at the same time, Icon's on a 10 spree right now, looking for 11. He'll find 12 with the SMG. If I find out that this kid is a main AR and doing this with a submachine gun, we might need to get this man out to Syracuse, New York.
And I mean, that's just the thing about it, right? There are teams watching it. The partner schools for this program, you have Syracuse, of course, Mars Hill, LSU, EMU, Oklahoma Christian, Akron, and Shenandoah. So there are definitely some top-browed, top-class collegiate esports programs that are keeping an eye on this. And I think all of them, if they didn't know who Icon was before, are starting to be like, okay, wait, who's Icon? Because he just died for the third time so far. Whereas look on the other side, Drew, he's doing a little bit, but Spockful, I mean, each have 13 deaths, kind of crazy.
Yeah. And again, as you can see at the top of the screen, I mean, we are in the mode of Hardpoint. So while I don't think there's going to be a lot of rotations we're going to be seeing today out of a 2v2 on maps that aren't traditionally played, of course, the Hill Kitten is very important. Now, with the scoreboard glitch still being in the game, we're not going to see who the true Hill Kitten is, but based on Icon 17-4, he's just finding a heady in the hill and going to town. But of course, the Bravo team finally getting some points on the board, about a 90-point game, so they'll need a full hill and a half to bring it back to at least a tie game. But if Icons has anything to say about it, it's not going to happen.
Icons is, I mean, it's going to be here. Can Drew find Icons? No, it just feels like he's just in the right spot. That's what I've kind of noticed, starting to learn COD and kind of see it on a level, because I'm relatively new to the game, to the scene. But for the people that are good, it's rather so much as an aim thing. It's just like they're always in the right spot and they just never lose a gunfight. And I feel like it's all positioning. And I mean, right here, Roma, good spot behind the right set, heading on hill, and it's hard, especially. It's hard to combat it.
Yeah, I think, again, I haven't looked too much into these players past. Icons was a name I had heard of coming in, but the way Roma's playing right here, I would not be shocked if this man runs an AR. He's posting up on that heady and really just letting the kills come to him, whereas Icon's still playing in that hill a lot, especially in the first couple hills we saw, maybe P1 through P3. But that man is moving back and forth. He's absolutely cracked, whereas Roma's just letting it come to him. 15-10, 23-8. That kind of tells the story here.
It tells a story, but I do think to some degree, I mean, right, Spockful's gotten a few kills, 8-21 now, but I feel like any Icon is very good, and I feel like it's hard to see exactly how good Roma is because of icons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I do feel like, and look, I could probably cry. It's terrible. And then that's not to take anything away from Roma. He is playing good. We've seen him getting some good kills, but as we see here too, like Drew whiffs a little bit there, but he's bad himself.
No, I mean, all these players, again, it's tough in a format that you're not used to. Again, playing collegiate COD myself, I don't touch the game unless it's in one of the CDL maps and modes. So going outside of it right here, tomorrow we're going to see really everybody's wheelhouse. But today here, we're playing for $50, you know, lower prize pool than tomorrow's 100, but definitely some more fun, arcade-style COD, and again, trying to put some names on a shorter list for colleges to watch out for tomorrow. So Icons, you know, continuing. He's holding in that hill time. They're about 47 points away. We'll see if the Bravo team here can eclipse that 100-point mark. And the kill's going to go Spockful's way. We're going to see what Roma does to try to break this. Definitely saw some of it, and just not great timing. Looking to the right, looking to the left, and just getting gunned down the middle. Spockful over here in the hill. Again, trying to gun the ungunnable in Icons, and he's just pre-firing stuff now. We might need a monitor check. He's pre-firing. Obviously not hitting anything as Roma cleans up both, but Icons with the 30. At this point, do you say let's not go in the hill and let's just play some TDM, or are you keeping it respectful in round one here?
I'm keeping it respectful in round one.
Yeah.
You wanna? I guess right. Drew and Spockful find some nice kills, but no, I'm keeping it respectful because you want to see people having a little bit of not respect, but like awareness for the game state. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like
there's unwritten rules.
Unwritten rules, and I feel like part of that is like, all right, look, this is a tournament. This is 2v2 single elimination, by the way. Best of one. Is that
the cruise missile, unfortunately, on the new patch is glitched. So
is it?
All it's going to give him is intel. You're not able to move the cruise missile at the moment. I know.
That feels like a pretty important part of the video game.
Very, very unfortunate with this new patch.
Wait, when did this patch come out?
A couple days ago.
And it's still not fixed.
Correct. This is the state of the game. Isn't it great, Danny?
That is crazy.
But we have an opportunity to see another hill here, as it can't end right here.
Ooh.
Because Bravo, I thought we're going to get to touch it at least a little bit, but
nope.
we might be ending here. Let's see what Roma has to say. Gonna miss the left and turns on him. Knows where the second one's coming from. Waiting out. Spockful waiting for his help. And Icon's gonna find one, gonna find two, and off to the next series.
Nope.
Go, no.
No, we will not go, because it looks like they're trying to play TDM, and Spockful's going to find that one. On the point now, though, Icons.
Roma might be calling that he wants that 30 bomb, but Icon's not going to care. 37 for him on the submachine gun in Stash House. 250 to 92, 100-point club to start the day. I don't think we're going to see as many big gaps as today, but
that was a gap.
I definitely don't see this coming down to a few seconds here or there. Again, with the lack of rotations, the guns are going to do the talking, and looking at the KDs for both teams, I think that's kind of what we saw.
That is really what we saw. I mean, 37 and 20 is kind of ridiculous. And great job from Roma too, just being able to kind of play off of his teammate. He knows that he's not the main guy, but still finding opportunities to frag, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. Especially today, we're fragging. Yeah. We're seeing who can frag, and Roma definitely showed that he can frag. Sad for Drew and Spockful, because I mean, they're out. I mean, sometimes it's a tough draw.
Yeah,
sometimes it's a tough draw. You just go up against a team that's the favorite, probably to take the $50, and
again, at the 3 p.m. start, you're starting off the day. Might not be as warm, again, on maps you're not familiar with. So, I mean, Icons, I don't know how many bots he shot. I don't know how long he's been on ranked, but the guy was shooting.
He was shooting.
As the other team didn't come in prepared, but I'm expecting to bounce back from them tomorrow. They got the rest of the day to practice and figure out, what their 4 is going to be going into tomorrow, and really going for that bigger prize. Whereas, Icons Roma, they might get a little more fatigued today as they spend the rest of the day trying to eliminate the rest of the teams here. But again, as we kind of hopped in right away, another introduction. So I am BCL, and this is the wonderful DannySalads. We're going to be bringing you through all of the action today and tomorrow. We can't wait to get into the next match, and we'll wait on that. We'll see you very, very soon. We are back into the next game in this round of Elite 8 right now. We got this on Meat. Probably one of the coolest maps in the entire game. Just a bunch of meat lockers and
hanging meat.
Hanging meat, and we actually see an MCW on this.
Look at that.
So we're gonna see what these teams can do. On the alpha side, we got Bigglesworth and Twitch Choice Season. We'll go with that. And then Big Step of Collision on the other side. Close game. We just came from a 100-point club, so hopefully we see something a little closer on this other map. Again, seeing the Rival 9, but also a little MCW on this. What do you expect, Danny?
I expect a little bit of a closer fight, and we're already seeing that. This map, obviously, a little more fair.
Yeah, there's different levels to it.
There's different levels to it where it kind of feels like Stash House is just kind of one cube with some walls in between it.
Yep.
This map actually has a little bit of things going on.
Yep.
And so I think it'll honestly afford these people more choice to see their skills, as we see Collision kind of gets put in the spin cycle by Bigglesworth. But ooh, that's good. Good take by Bigglesworth. No, but yeah, I mean, like we seen MCW. Like, no, you can't run that on Stash House. So
Exactly.
I'm excited here. I think we can see the people's kind of individual talents speak more for themselves.
Yeah, Collision, a name we brought up as you guys got the Be Right Back screen. So definitely someone we want to keep an eye on in terms of that. 6-5 so far, but is on the leading team right now. We might see a lead change at the end of this hardpoint. But the rotation is going to be there. In the bottom left of your screen, you can see the mini-map. These guys are rotating on the map. Again, a bigger map, still in our small map pool, but definitely bigger than a Stash House. But the rotation, not going to matter, because the guns are there for Bigglesworth and company.
Bigglesworth is able to shut it down before he's taken down by Collision, who secures this point. But yeah, I mean, we kind of see these teams starting to settle in, starting to find their angles, and just kind of sit there and watch. I always think it's a good sign as, again, Bigglesworth, another person in the spin cycle.
Oh my, and there's an MCW. There's an MCW doing its job, Collision pulling that out, and a really nice angle on this hill. I would be very surprised if Bigglesworth and company can break this one. Now, Collision got a little paranoid, realized there was a little too much silence there. Big Steppa just going to get traded out. But back to what you were saying.
Good rotation from Bigglesworth to capitalize, come around, and kind of find both kills, pry apart the defense. Because once Collision's taken down, Collision kind of felt like the real anchor of that point, holding it down for Big Steppa to just rack up time. But great rotation for Bigglesworth, and as we see, that team, Alpha team, is already kind of rotating and is holding it down. And Bravo try and come back.
So locked in, the team kill connects as Big Steppa just turns on Collision. Something definitely you don't want to see there, but heard some gunfire. He's probably on a lot of caffeine, locked in the zone, trying to get that money, and just took out his teammate. But it might be a little more costly than our jokes might say, as they're going to leave about half that hill up for the Alpha team to take. And just ring around the rosy. Bigglesworth shooting you in your back, knows where the second one is, trying to get the shots off there, but more importantly, racking up some more time for this.
And that's the thing about Bigglesworth. Let me tell you the thing about Bigglesworth.
Tell me.
He's putting the schmooze on these people.
Okay.
That is not the first time I've seen him just absolutely play ring around the rosy to a high degree. I feel like this game, again, as someone who's new to it, that's the thing. When someone's better than me, it's not so much as they're hitting all their shots, but I don't know where they're shooting me from. And they're putting me in the spin cycle. They're using their utility, like we just see Bigglesworth with the flash. Big Steppa, again, so locked in. So unbelievably locked in. Yeah, that's going to suck, because remember, it's a best of one. If you lose, every single kill like that can really spell bad things for your team.
Especially in a 2v2, of course, you don't want a team kill in any scenario, but if you got 3 of your teammates still up and you drop one of your players, that's alright. When half your team is down, it's going to cost you a little more, and especially in a tight map like this.
Just a trade?
That was a trade.
That is insane.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing a lot of trades recently.
Definitely. We've seen a lot of 2-2 kills in the last game, but now some more even match team, or maybe just even more a balanced map is going to look at that kind of candy cane color kill feed.
The candy cane kill feed.
So
candy cane kill count as we move back into the meat house.
Yeah, we're going to head to the center of this map where definitely the Rival 9 will be the preferred gun in here. But again, if you stand on the outside, that MCW can do some work. Twitch going to fall to the submachine gun of Collision.
Do you find that that hot swapping between guns in the middle on a point-by-point basis like this can be beneficial, or is it good to kind of just get your rhythm in with one gun? I
think on a smaller map like this, I'm a fan of switching up the guns, as the Alpha team is going to take both Bravo players down. Because I don't really think a switch of pace is going to be as detrimental as it might be in a traditional COD. And it's a 2 from Collision, clearing out the hill, taking the trophy as well, and he knows where they spawn. This man has studied the map, he is reading the spawns.
He knows me.
Yeah, he is a familiar face of meat, as he's going to turn on one and get dropped by the second.
Get shot through the meat.
Yeah, just wall-bangable meat. What could be better than that?
What could be better than that is probably some time on this point, $50 for winning this, to buy yourself some nice meat of your own. Some nice steak.
Exactly. You could get some nice prosciutto,
you could,
nice steak.
Some cured meats.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bigglesworth probably likes some cured meat.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing based off of his name. He's a fan.
And the 22 and 13. I mean, he is playing for that Prime Age prosciutto right now.
Not only is it for the Prime Age prosciutto, this is also a chance for these people to be seen by colleges, right? Honestly, like $50, that's great. You guys split it between. You're each getting $25 for winning this. Not that much. I mean, don't get me wrong. For a kid in high school, right? That's a nice couple meals. But
in a year or two, you multiply that by probably I don't know, 100 for a college scholarship. I mean, that's a little more than $25. Of course, colleges keeping this on in the background, seeing what names we're saying a lot, and maybe focusing a little more on tomorrow, but letting players like Collision get 2 pieces right here in a very close game, I might add. Of course, we're cracking jokes, we're having some fun, but this one is very entertaining. Big Step Up gonna fall right there, and Bigglesworth, I mean, your favorite player based off of what I've gathered so far. What is he doing that you're really liking?
He's just approaching this from the right angle. Maybe not so much there, but I really kind of like Bigglesworth and Choi, the way that they're approaching these points from kind of a macro perspective. I feel like the micro, and again, Bigglesworth just runs in and just knows where they are. That nade is probably going to do some damage, but Choi responds, and I just really like the kind of grander approach that it feels like Bigglesworth is taking to these points.
Yeah, you can see some more balanced kill feeds, you know, no crazy numbers so far in the positive or the negative direction. Big Step Up being at the bottom right there, but currently soaking up the hill time, trying to get this to around a 15-point game, maybe a 10-point game, see what they can do here, and Collision's going to find a big kill on the rotation. Knows where the second one is, he's going to chow him, and Twitch is going to find that, get traded in the back as we've seen all game, but again, tie game coming up right here. Bigglesworth needs to make an entry play. He's going to find one, going to put the trophy down, knows the second one has to be near, but does he know where? Twitch going to find the second one. And now he's going to get traded out by Big Steppa, so now Big Steppa in a big 1v1. He's going to wait for the help. Number 6 coming in from the right side of the map as 5 is going to fall, but can 6 find a trade, or are both players in the hill too much for him? He's gonna find one, gonna find the second, and Collision with a big jump shot onto the hill, trying to tie this game up.
Seems like they are going to be able to tie that. I really like Bigglesworth and the kind of stand he took behind this car. It was a great job firing down the members of the Bravo team as they flew in, but as we see, Collision just proved to be one body too many for Bigglesworth as he tries, but I mean, Bigglesworth in that meat house is going to find a new kill, and it seems like they're going to rotate and try to get on this next point early.
Now these guys, they're cracked. Might be a little too cracked though. I saw some snakes right there. I personally don't like that, but again, it's for the love of the game today. So Big Steppa just firing in every corner, trying to find someone, and he will. The jump shot comes out of nowhere, but he read it like a book. And probably the most common occurrence, a team kill out of Team Bravo.
I feel like it is tough, to be fair to them, with these nades, with these with these maps that, look, they don't really play. Like you said, you're not really touching COD if it's not in a 4v4 CDL kind of rule set. And Big Steppa finds himself too on the point, but these nades are they're tricky. You don't know where to throw them because you don't know where your teammates are sitting. Because also these guys don't really. I mean, I don't think these duos are duos that play together.
No, especially with the nade selection, as we see, again, a flurry of kills right there. Some techs, really hard to avoid, whereas if you got a frag, you can kind of hope you can throw that back, throw that out of the area. With some techs, I like that decision on a map like this, but again, going to be detrimental if your teammate is in the way. Twitch. Watching onto this point, looking for the second. He kind of looked in that direction, gonna get shot in the back, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna run away, try to play his life, but Collision gonna find both and try to find the win and going in to the final four. Again, in this Elite 8 round, we got a very, very close game. 10 seconds to go for Big Steppa and Collision.
Off the point.
36 for Collision. Big Steppa gonna fall, so we'll see if Collision can actually work his way back into the point. He will. So now he knows where the opponent is coming from. Doesn't matter. The team is going to find both, and that's going to be it. 250 to 218. A 30 from Bigglesworth. Not enough, as Collision and company are going to win that one.
Collision really stepped it up at the end. I feel like it was a fight. Bigglesworth and Collision, they were kind of they were going head to head there, and we see Collision come out on top. I wasn't a big fan of that last push from Bigglesworth's team. It felt like he kind of baited his teammate a little. Okay. He ran in before Choi died, and then he ran in and also died himself. It kind of feels like they could have been maybe a little better on the communication there. But I mean, it is what it is. I think both teams play good. Unfortunately, Bigglesworth, that's my guy. He's out.
31 for him, but the kind of name of the game is the leaders are dropping 37. We got Icon with a 37. We got Collision with a 37. Now that is the thing to beat. Again, we're only two streamed matches in.
Yep.
But as we go into this final four round, do you think we can see somebody eclipse that 40 mark?
No.
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 You don't think people are built like that?
If Icon didn't do it in the first map on a chaotic map like Stash House, the competition is only going to get fiercer as we go. I think we're kind of looking at high 30s as the limit to how high these players can go, because you also have to remember the people they're playing against, they aren't slouches, right? We're seeing kind of the top tier of U18 players as they try to get noticed by these schools, and so I think we're seeing some good performances, but I do think there's kind of that if someone drops 40. These schools paying attention.
Better write that name down.
Better write that name down.
Well, I mean, you kind of said something here that I'd like to take a second and just thank the U18 COD League for A, being a thing, and B, inviting us on board. I wish I had something like this as I was making my way up. And on the broadcast side, too, I mean, U18 casters would be phenomenal as well, as we see more and more esports communications courses and classes. But overall, the name of the game is these players. These players coming from unknown and ending up in some really, really great academy teams and really great colleges. Again, today, the focus in mind is to show these colleges what the league has to offer. And again, just to reiterate, I couldn't be more excited to present the U18 college. And we got a pretty good matchup coming next.
Pretty good matchup coming next. We got Icon and his teammate Roma versus Markel and Shoddy. So that is going to be one we want to keep an eye on. As we've kind of been talking about, if someone can hold a torch up to Icon, then they're probably pretty good themselves. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Collision found a lot of big two pieces, but I mean, the name of the tournament right now is, without a doubt, Icon. Definitely carried that team and is hoping to continue that going into this one. Collision, more of a team game, but again, found some very vital two pieces at the end of that. In our closest, I mean, there's only been two matches, but that meet was extremely close. And really, you got to be more mature than that. Come on. Looking at our final four, again, that match is going to be coming up next. We're going to see what map and maybe what the meta is based on that map coming up next. We are here at the start of the semifinals match, this time on Rust. Little format change. We're into a best-of-3 series. However, we have just been told that Icon and Roma won map 1, so they are looking to close it out right here. Icon's himself 0-1, but we did see him drop a 37 in the very beginning of the day. Shoddy and Markel, welcome to the stream. This is the first one for them, and Icons is welcoming them as well.
Swinging in Batman Arkham Knight from the ceiling with his tendrils. Icon finds a double. I'm looking forward to Rust because I think Rust is a better map than the other two maps.
Yeah, much more AR heavy, whereas Meat might be a little more balanced, and the Stash House definitely SMG central.
But I do think you can still run an R9 here, and we do see Shoddy with that R9 probably is a sub player, so it would make sense. I feel like on this map especially you can see people kind of play what they're comfortable with, and take the angles that they're comfortable taking as they correspond to their guns. Icons though sitting up top on this little Rust oil little rig, just shooting down from the heavens.
Now this, I know all players at any level kind of have their routines. So again, going into college matches, Roma with a BCL nade, as you might say.
Could argue.
But no, instead of shooting bots or anything like that, I like to invite a couple of my friends and load into a Rust before getting into match games. Just get the shot ready in kind of a multi-leveled map, as Icons is the king of the world right now. Gonna try to rain down some hellfire on the people below him, but he's getting sandwiched right there. As Roma in the hill, little snaky snake, but we're taking him down right here.
And that's just kind of when you're up there, it's such a strong position, but also people get to know that you're up there, so they'll take you down.
Shoddy with a bold shell. We call things ego shells. That was an ego shell if I've ever seen it. And again, doesn't matter what we say about it. It matters what the kill feed says about it. 4 and 7 for Shoddy right now. I'm gonna put that up to 5 as Markel into 7 and 8. Icons again leading the lobby per usual with 9. Tries to turn on his opponent, but Markel says otherwise.
Markel says otherwise, and they're getting some good time on this point, making this a lot closer, again, as Icons and Roma just
great teamwork right there, working their way in, gonna find 2 there, and extend their lead on this map. Might get it up to a 30-point game, but no, they're gonna leave about 15 seconds there again. Icons has the high ground, kind of like a little Star Wars battle. Again, we actually talked about this in the break, you're not a Star Wars fan, but Obi-Wan having the high ground, you're not going to beat him.
That's a big quote, and they're not going to beat Icons either. You're able to find some good kills. Just gonna taken down by Shoddy. Good job taking him down as he falls to the point with Shoddy with the double. Now they're going to get some very good time again. This is the semifinals match. Icons and Roma took game 1. This is a best of 3. So it's really important for Shoddy to start kind of turning on like he's doing.
Yeah, Shoddy with that circular sight. And in my experience, everybody I've run into in private lobbies, if you have that circular sight, you can certainly shoot. Now, the Mark III reflector is definitely the meta right here, as we see on Roma's nice green assault rifle. Icons still up top, gonna finally get taken down. Markel gets caught sprinting, and that's how you die very quickly. But again, Icons and company trying to just take the 2-0. Best of 3 doesn't matter. And Shoddy, again, gonna fall to Roma. As we're gonna...
I do like these kind of plays. It feels like these players are good at finding these angles. I think a map that obviously these players are familiar with all of these maps, but I mean everybody knows Rust like the back of their hands. I mean this map is a classic. People have been playing it for years, not only in COD but in Minecraft, and CS. I mean any game where community maps can be made, there's the first one is a Rust remake.
Little Roblox.
And I do think we're kind of seeing that come out here. Letting the players individual kind of skills and their ideas and how they approach the game a little bit more.
Yeah, Roma tracked that man across. He saw the shoulder and just followed him through. Now Markel pulling a little Icons play, but Icons shuts it down. He said, I am Bruce Wayne. You have nothing to do with that. Again, finding a second one for him. He's on a 2-streak, 21 and 13. Move that up to 22 and 13. Probably going to find another one here, but just a little too sprinty. Can't get the irons up in time. But again, we have quite a gap on our hands on the scoreboard.
We do have a gap, and I mean, Markel's doing his best to try and even a little bit of that up, but shooting from the heavens, it's just so hard to play low against all these people playing high. And it's a good job from Icons and Roma understanding that, especially on a map like this in a 2v2 format, where you don't have to worry about that many people shooting you from a bunch of different angles. Whoever's up top is just going to win.
That's the kind of the blessing and the curse of this. The first team to get up top definitely has that advantage because you're just raining down on everyone. But however, when you go up top, you kind of send the message to the map that we're playing up top. As Alpha's going to find 2 right there. So that is just a new dimension of the game you need to worry about, especially when it's getting done to you. Because the only way to counter that is to take them off and then take that high ground. Kind of put them in a spawn trap right here. Markel gonna drop right there, and Icons going back to work. It's arm day for him. He's getting lots of climbing in, and the trigger finger's looking great as well. Positive 10 right now on a 3 spree as well. Cruise missiles really don't matter with the new patch, but about halfway to 1.
Because the game is just broken.
Yeah, isn't that lovely?
Just broke the game.
I love that. That's the esport I choose to play.
Yeah, right.
And the one
doesn't work.
That the reward for getting multiple kills doesn't work. But Shoddy gonna try to get something started here. Get some shots into him, and he'll find him with the Renetti, the jump shots. Icons with the trade. High ground though, the toes, the feet are small enough to hide under the tube. They're going to do a little bait and switch right there, and Icons is still going to come away with a kill. Icons, Roma, going to find both and try to extend this lead even further.
Really shutting down these long sight lines, having an understanding of the spawns, where your enemy is going to be coming from. Roma's just going to kind of hide here as he lets Icons work. Icons does fall, and Roma might fall soon after, but it's not key anymore because
on all 8 of those health.
And the map's gonna flip. I mean, it's Rust, so it's not like rotations are really as important as they would be in 4v4. But still, they did a great job holding on to that point as you're up pretty much the whole time.
The biggest reason this gap is as big as it is the team wipes. I think we've seen a lot of Icons and Roma 2 down in terms of killing both Markel and Shoddy. But Markel and Shoddy have done pretty well as a team. They've been working a lot of team plays together. The individual gunny is there, and they're back in the hill here. It's just sometimes those 2 down is too much. Now you gotta wait 2.5 seconds to respawn. You're respawning on the other side of the map. They do have a pinch here, but it's actually gonna come out for Markel.
Good find.
The numbers are gonna go the way of this Alpha team. And again, trying to almost break that 100-point mark. If they can find that kill, but not going to be able to, so looks like it's going to be 84, maybe 90 if they get a little bit of the scrap, but either way, the winning team, Roma's team, is on the
And they're there early. Markel's able to find the kill as Icons looks to climb up. He's going to be looking for 2 here, but great awareness from Shoddy to kind of know that we haven't seen Icons, but he's probably up top. He's trying to take away some of that space. Like you said, it's a battle for who gets up there first, and Roma, even though Icons went down, Roma's able to find it and just start mowing people down.
Yeah, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back for this Alpha team. Literally, you find a kill and both of you go down. Icons and Roma probably the favorite in this tournament based on the little bit we've seen right now. And although we are we're nearing the end of day 1. Definitely people you want to watch out for day 2. And by people, I mean Icons.
37 and 23 on a 2 streak. Kind of scary. Oh, the stun grenade. Great job. Hits the right button. Yeah, he's fragging. I mean, he's fragging. What can we say? Shoddy, though, while he is fragging, I don't want to be distracted away from this talent on the other end. I feel like in these events, especially, right, we have to remember the point of this is to be seen by colleges. These players are playing for a lot, and while Icons kind of does seem like the cream of the crop, that's fine. Not every school's gonna get the cream of the crop. These other players have to be aware that just because they're getting outshined by one person doesn't mean, I mean, right? Only one person can only go to one school.
Exactly.
And so these players have to be aware of that. And Shoddy playing very, very well. might start to get his name thrown into the conversation.
Yeah, and a lot we talked about in kind of the pregame of this was today is a lot more about individual players in the PvP setting, seeing how many kills you can rack up. But at the same time, for a team like Shoddy and Markel, let's see what these guys can do down quite a substantial amount. Being down 80 or so points, bringing that back to 60 right now, and that lead is obviously growing, but this isn't impossible for them. If they can show some resilience and continue to battle back and keep this respectable as they have, it goes a long way for them as people as well.
Exactly. You know, maybe an unlucky draw to face Icons and Arma, but it's not the situation you get put in, and it's how you deal with the situation. And I mean, they're dealing with it pretty well. Shoddy and Markel able to get some nice kind of convergence on this point. They're going to start getting away. It's just going to be, can they defend? I mean, Shoddy goes down. I would have liked to see Markel with the help there a little earlier.
Yep.
Or, I mean,
Shoddy is frying right now. He's on a 4, getting to 33. Icon's on a 40, and I think we can all guess by this point where he's going. Roma, great shots, -1 differential for him, but again, the only differential that matters is that Hardpoint. Not going to be able to win on this one, so we will need a rotation in a few seconds here, but they are going to fight for that scrap. Both of the blue players identifying that they are on the spawn side of this point, and this is definitely a money hill.
That's a crazy spawn.
Interesting spawn for Roma right in front of Markel.
I'm not going to know. I mean, who would expect that to happen?
Yeah, great shots out of Markel, obviously getting the indicator that he's in the hill. He might fall here to Icons in his favorite spot, but he's soaking up all this precious time, again, trying to keep this game very close and really doable.
Right there, what kind of foul was Shoddy not able to find that kill onto Roma? Once Roma dies from the left, now Markel on the point is at 2 angles, and especially in this, you can't do it in Icons, man. Just sitting up top, farming these people down, has 45. I did say that we weren't. I did say we weren't going to see anybody drop 40. Might see someone drop 50.
Yeah.
That was kind of my bad, but I mean, it's just so tough when you have a player, especially a player of this caliber. I mean, that God.
Looks like that's going to be all she wrote for this semifinals, as Icons and company are going to move on. And a good showing, definitely closer than the first match of the day, but 250 to 158, slightly under 100-point difference. And I just want to know how to counter Icons up top. You put a trophy down there, you can't nade them. You definitely can't gun them based on these stats. I just don't know how you stop them on this map.
47 and 32 with 30 non-traded kills.
Yeah, I mean,
he's killing you, and you're not killing him. That's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's simply just the equation for success right now out of Icons and Roma. At semifinals, again, these guys are the top 8 players that signed up for today. Going to see a lot more teams tomorrow, and again in that 4v4 setting. But from what we've seen today, again, Icons has been the name we've continued to call. But who in that, other than the obvious 50, who did you like in that?
I really liked.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really embarrassing. I'm forgetting his name.
I like Shoddy.
I like Shoddy. That's who I liked.
Shoddy got a couple 2 pieces. Definitely more of the rotation heavy side, even in a non-rotation factored map. But he knew what angles to watch and go for that.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to get into the finals, which is Collision and Slum versus Icons and Roma. So we are going to be right into that as soon as we can. But go get a drink. It's going to be a good one. We will see you guys very soon.
You gotta share your screen.
Yeah, we can't see the screen. And we are here.
We are into it.
Into the grand finals we go, as we have Roma and Icons and Big Steppa Collision back on Stash House. Again, best
of
of 3 here in the finals. 11-8 out of Big Steppa. Again, hopping in a little bit late, some issues on the back end, but we're here now. That's all that matters. Bit of a lead here for the Alpha team as Big Steppa got to find Icons, and that's the biggest threat on the map for sure.
This is definitely, I mean, this whole kind of day, we've been talking about Icons, we've been talking about Icons, we've been talking about Icons.
Yeah, we have.
But to start this map on Stash House, it's Big Steppa and Collision who are really playing. If you just look at the scoreboard, it seems like they're probably playing a little bit better a little bit better of a team game. I mean, Roma, Icons is positive 11-9, but Roma 5-14. You're gonna want a little bit more out of him if you want them to win. And remember, these guys are playing for
$50.
$50, right? It's not just to get seen. They do want to win, because they get $50 if they win, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Buy some McFlurries, some Shamrock Shakes, and Icons. Gonna do his part.
I had a Shamrock McFlurry last night, and it was stupendous.
What?
We, talking in between maps, we thought maybe the Icons Collision duel would be kind of what we're looking at here, but Big Steppa leading the lobby in kills right now. So far, so good from him and his team. They're up to about an 80-point lead.
Yeah, Icons and Roma are gonna really have to start playing better. I want to see some more out of Roma as he falls again to collisions. And I mean, if you're Icons, there is only so much you can do. But I don't think he's also playing like he did on that first map either. Or maybe, look, maybe this isn't about Icons and Roma. Maybe this is just about Big Steppa and Collision. Because I mean, look at them. They are just shutting Bravo down on these rotations.
Yeah, 100-point lead for them as we go to the pool hill, or the hot tub hill, excuse me. Icon's gonna find one with the submachine gun, and we're gonna watch Collision work his way across the map and try to break this point. Gonna see the trophy system, not gonna see the shots into the side of him. Red team finds 2, is climbing back into this one.
This is how it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be slow, it's gonna have to be purposeful, and it's gonna have to be Roma just kind of sitting on the point. Someone's gotta be, what did you call it earlier? The Timekin?
The
Hailkin.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to be the Hailkin. It seems like that's Roma. He's doing a great job, finds one, falls to Big Steppa though. They're gonna pick up this last 15 seconds here.
Yeah, at least the first time we saw this map, not tons of trades on it. More of a head glitch and kind of just farm if you get the rotation, and Collision and Co. are showing us that's kind of what they plan to do. However, in this P1, this middle of the hill, or excuse me, middle of the map, it's going to be pretty vital to get some trades and not go down 2-0. Otherwise, that's a pretty much free 15 to 20 seconds of hill time you're giving up. And again, right on cue, Big Steppa Collision showing us what to do.
It feels like Roma and Icons are kind of coming in a little staggered, and I mean, I say that, but right here, they went in together, and look what happened. Roma's able to find 2 and take the point. They just got to kind of make sure, I think what's important in these 2v2 formats is that you're always, like you say, if you get killed, the other person's got a 1v2 or else that's 15 or 20 seconds on the point. Great kill from Collision's able to take down Icons in the corner, but now everybody's coming in. I feel like now we're staggered at the perfect timing, but Roma with the pistol, he's starting to turn it on.
Oh my goodness, great plays out of Collision, just sliding back into the hill and trying to get something going for his team. And again, the 2 and the 3, it's a skills competition in the middle of this map. It's just absolute clip after clip. But the rotation looks like it might be coming through for the blue team. However, they are going to fall. Both past the 20 kill mark and almost past the 200 mark, as Bravo looking to pass the 20 mark themselves and also looking to pass the 100 mark, but Collision has other ideas.
That's a great job from Collision, able to work his way around the side of that point, take down whoever was on it, and then play those headies, play those angles to take down Icon, who was trying to put Collision back in the spin cycle. But as we're kind of seeing, this is Roma and Icons are starting to heat up. This is becoming more and more of a back and forth affair.
Great one by Big Steppa right there, not falling for the drop shot of Roma. Icon's going to trade, can't have enough health to pick up the second one. Is we're going to approach the 200 point mark, so 200 to 100. One needs 150, one needs 50. The race will begin there. It is going to come down to the rotations and, more importantly, the team wipes. As what a move by Big Steppa, down to 28 HP, and says, I will not be having any of that. Eat the bullets, and across the map we go. Big Steppa on a 3, having to work his way into the hill. His teammate is with him. They're going to double challenge and double kill. They will. So now they have a really close chance to getting to a victory. He's on a spree, Daniel.
Big Steppa just keeps finding these kills, able to kind of work his way, navigate his way through these tight kind of hallways, tight wires, and able to find it. Picks up 6, and the cruise, although the cruise is kind of broken, doesn't work at all.
Big Steppa, definitely been something we've been talking about. But
good movement! He's just always bouncing around!
Collision with a silent 29, really just going on a tear, about to break that 30 mark again, as Roma and Icon stuck at the 21. Icon gonna shoot you in your back, not much you can do about that. Pop on this rock heady and wait for company to come. Are they going to hit it with 5 seconds left? Not going to, but the new hill is right in the direction Icons is looking. Probably knows some people are set up there. He's definitely going to get that cue now that they're in the hill. Now it is time to break. Little under 50 seconds to go in this hill. They need about half of that.
Oh, they have no
to get
place here.
Icons knows where they are. He's reading the second one, has eyes on him, shots in him as well, but is it going to be too much? And Big Steppa calls game, sits him down as he's laying down in the dirt. Big Steppa now tossing everything in his pockets into the garage. He's going to find one. He knows the other guy is coming out the front of house, so I'm going to rearrange where he is on the car and shell out. Collision going to do it, and that is going to be it for game 1. We're going into game 2, but Big Steppa dominant.
Big Steppa and Collision. I don't want to, like you say one name and then you take away from the other. They are both fragging. We've been saying this whole game that it's going to be Icons who's kind of the person to beat, the team to beat. But both of these players in Collision and Big Steppa, it's just a really phenomenal team play, team effort. And on that last point, that last fight there, Collision able to just kind of slide around the point, slide around that truck, able to wait for his teammate. That's the thing, and I think these formats too, it's not just the frags, but it's how long can you stay alive, because your teammate is coming, and he's going to come from somewhere, and you don't have an extra, like, you don't have 4 people to lock down rotation, so it's like you gotta get the kills quick if you're on the offense.
Yeah, the thing I really liked about that, and we kind of saw it out of Roma, especially in the first map of the day, was kind of having the submachine gun on such a small map, but holding those long angles and really just playing the headies in hill and just waiting for the team to come at you. I thought there were some great reads right there. Definitely some skill plays that they're going to want to post on their Twitter and things like that. But overall, great team play from both. We got a pretty good grand finals on our hands if all continues to go well. Again, Big Steppa and Collision up 1-0. Looking to hopefully hop into the second one. Got some intel in my ear that there might be a little wait, maybe even a forfeit coming in, but definitely don't want to rule anything out until it is set in stone. Both of these teams.
Well, because Icons has another match that he's thinking about getting to, maybe after that first loss, he's kind of not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a timely reverse sweep. Again, only best of 3, so coming back 2 in a row, it would take a lot of time, especially with how good the team across from you is. I don't see many 100-point clubs happening in a grand finals. I mean, that's just the state of having a grand finals.
And that's the most... Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like Stash House is the most...
one-sided map.
It's going to be the most one-sided affair. Because it's so, like... not dumb, but like
I don't like it.
It's a little dumb. It doesn't feel like it's like 2D versus 3D. It feels like a 2-dimensional map.
Yeah.
Or 1-dimensional even. You could even make the argument. It doesn't feel like there's much going on.
Exactly.
Other than
well, Icon's somebody we've seen put up insane numbers. Again, great warm up for his league match later tonight. But kind of underperformed in that one, but again, I think that comes down to the dominance of Big Steppa and Collision.
They were just playing really good. I mean, really solid. And like we said, the biggest point of this, it's a college. I see it in the stars written right above. Like, it's a college combine. these players are showing out to try and get scholarships, right? To get to further their education, to play COD at the next level. And you can't ignore performances like that from Big Step and Collision, putting their names on the map. I mean, like I've mentioned the parties was earlier, but we have seven colleges keeping a very close eye on these matches. And although Icon has been fragging, he can only go to one school. There's 7 schools who are really partners with this, and there's 4 people in that lobby who really showed some stuff.
Yeah, well, it looks like we got some intel coming here. Looking in the chat right now. Again, nothing official yet, but it looks like we might be having a substitution come in for Mr. Icon. So how does that play out? Is Fresh Blood coming in gonna help a reverse sweep maybe happen, or is that just gonna shut it down completely?
You could argue that it could.
Yeah.
And the counter argument would be, if you're subbing out who's probably the best player in the lobby.
Yeah. In the whole tournament, maybe.
It's not going to go that good.
Okay.
No, look, I'm not saying that a reverse sweep can't, inject some new blood, some new energy into this team. But, I mean, it's going to be Roma and now this other guy. And with Big Steppa and Collision playing that good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Daniel's called his shot. A similar shot to nobody dropping over 40. And you know how that went.
Prove wrong in the very next game.
So again, we're gonna see how this turns out. We'll keep you guys updated, but we're gonna send you back to your favorite screen, which is starting soon. We'll see you guys in a minute. We're back in the grand finals, and as you can see, we do have a sub that we mentioned. Icons out, Skiv in, back on meat. We'll see if they can make the reverse sweep. Come back, he'll find the first blood of the game. So the sub is so far so good, working out, up 6-2. Gonna get taken down as Roma, but again, 2-0, 2-1, unfortunately. So the first death from him, but that doesn't mean it's all over yet, Daniel.
Doesn't mean it's all over. Skiv can, he's got the first kill. This guy can play. Let's see how well he can play. He's subbing in. Maybe he can get noticed by some of these colleges out here. But Big Steppa and Collision, they look to continue their reign of dominance as they're just locking this down. Big Steppa seems to just have that kind of innate COD sense of where the people will be and where to put the crosshair. I've always been saying in this game, it's not how good you are at aiming, but it's just how good you are knowing where the other person is.
Exactly. We saw Steppa going back and forth, sliding to those same positions, eventually chowing one out with his pistol. And now Skiv is going to fall 3 and 4 so far for the newcomer. But Collision going to try to continue his dominant reign on this Combine tournament. Going to fall right there, though. Steppa with the trade. Steppa going to come in, find one over the truck. Nice shots out of him. 6 and 3 so far from him. Going to get a stun indicator at the back, so he knows roughly where they are. Does not know where they're going to come attack him from. And Collision just going to clean up for the gentleman.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be it. I mean, Collision is going to come. I think Big Steppa is able to kind of take some of the attention away as they find another wipe. But Big Steppa able to, with that stun, with those nades, is able to take some of the tension away from his teammate, and Collision's able to just clean it up around the side. This point's gonna go down, and I think, they're just gonna try and rotate new, down 70 points.
Yeah, Roma gonna find a kill with the MCW, so we're seeing that come back out on me. And they have the rotation here, but down over an entire hill, they'd need 60 plus to make this competitive. Collision just cross-mapping as he typically does. But Skiv gonna come back and get something there. Gonna get traded out in the end. Big Steppa on a 5 spree is gonna get cut short. And again, back and forth, the candy cane ribbon kill feed. And Skiv, nice shots right there.
Yep. The Collision in this back, I mean, MCW is just such a good gun. It got nerfed a little bit, but I mean, still just such a good gun in that angle, that sightline, especially because I'm pretty sure these guys only have R9s. Roman Skiv, that is. I mean, Collision knows there's one behind him, throws the nade to catch him in his path. Really good play from Collision to know kind of what the power positions here are.
However,
to put his time.
I did like that play out of Roma, rotating around the side, trying to get behind the MCW, because if you try to hit down that hallway and an MCW is on a heady, you're just not going to win it. So rather than losing another life and then respawning, he does work across, but again, just even better recognition out of the AR to push up and then watch his back. Overall, so far so good, and they're running away with it. We might see a 10-point club right here. Collision, getting a nice kill right there. Big step up, 11 and 7 so far. Roma and Skiv both struggling. Both positive on the end of the Bravo team.
Big Step is just going out hunting. He's on meat. He's hunting on meat. Yep. Like he's not even playing point anymore. He is kind of turning it more. He somehow get away. If he got that kill, that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Roma, I mean, these people are still competent players. Roma and Skiv able to kind of take two there. Hopefully they can at least get the next 20.
We're shooting
Literally
through bodies.
Kill through a body.
Through
some dead meat.
Yeah, gets the red dot, and his aim does the rest. So Skiv, again, all things considered, being thrown in last minute in the middle of the grand finals. So far, so good from him, just holding his own. I mean, I don't even know if he got a warm-up or anything like that. Being down 1-0, I mean, it would have been something to write home about if you win the thing. But again, the whole point of this is the scouting combine, showing off what these players can do. So Skiv, a good last-minute sub. That says something about the mentality. Some nice drop shots out of him as well. But Big Stepa has just taken over in this second half of the day.
I mean, he's popping off, but let's not look away from the collision. 21 and 8. He's just kind of locking it down, locking down these rotations. Really, like we saw him with the MCW2 during that long hallway. Just fighting Skiv, and I mean, he's gonna find the kill. He's just fragging. He just has this kind of attack. Looks for
only
the
collision.
pistol, finds it. Big Step's gonna run up right behind Stiff. These guys are just playing together, and I mean, it makes it so much easier to play together. One, of course, you're hitting your shots like they are.
Fantastic teamwork out of the two, wearing red in this one.
34-point club.
Up over 100 on this one. The rotation going the way of number 1 and 2, and Collision says, I don't care about you. He is in. Thank you very much. Thank you. He is in the new hill as we're going to see Bravo really try to lock this down. Both teams playing off the point. Eventually Bravo going to get that tick onto it. And now I don't think they know where the attack is going to come from. And the pistol out of Big Stepa. Runs out of bullets in the first one, so switches to the second and finds it right there. Has someone trapped, a little cat and mouse game, but Skiv gonna fight back as well. That mouse does bite. And now Collision finding one with that AR, looking for the second. That's just fantastic work out of the young man.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say that I haven't already said, right? These guys are just playing so good. Roma finds one, but still, Big Step is on the point. He's gonna know where they're coming from. He's just gonna be able to slide out and take him out. They're just playing really well. 29 kills, almost gonna. I mean, we're gonna have 30 for Collision in this map. He is really just coming alive.
Yeah, I mean, again, looking at the entire Collision just does Collision things. Looking at the entire point of today, it's about the colleges, and let's just say my phone notifications are going wild right now based on some of these players' performances. Lots of text back and forth with players, with coaches, with directors of different programs. It's going great. The colleges are truly watching. Again, we have a handful that are helping out with today's event, that have been active in the Discord and advertising. To any colleges who we didn't mention earlier on, definitely get into the U18 Discord and start promoting your school, your programs, and the different games you offer. Again, COD being the main one of concern here, but you never know what people want to play maybe after the U18 COD League. I mean, Skiv finds 2 right there. Again, good for the emergency sub. Trophy's going to be down, and they're going to have a long angle on this hill. Skiv going to read one, getting around the back, but he's just going to let him go wander. He said, okay, he's out of the play. Let me see what I can do here. And a great move right there. Yep. Great route taken as Collision is on an island, but now Big Stepa spawns up with him. It's a true 2v2 right here. Roma going to find one. And
Collision's taking this back spot where he did so much damage the first rotation around, this back spot with MCW around the point. Skiv, though, able to just hide in the corner. And Big Stepa, now it's going to be on him. He's going to try and take the flank angle. He's going to find it, and it's going to be Skiv who's stuck between 2 players. And again, they can win off of this. They actually can. They got off.
Yeah,
Win off of it. But either way, I mean, just fragging on point. That nade is going to come out and force Skiv out.
it works.
Gets the kill, but falls in response. Collision's going to pick up the rest of this time.
Task failed successfully, if I've ever seen that.
Martyrdom.
You fall, but the nade goes out, and you get the kill in the end. Big Steppa, the Renettis have just been frying for both Big Steppa and Collision. 33 and 30 respectively.
Ooh.
34, excuse me. And that looks like it's going to be a 100-point club to $50. Enjoy whatever V-Bucks you want to buy, Collision and Big Steppa. That's going to do it for day one. Some big plays out of some unknown names now known to some colleges. But again, this was individual showcase. Tomorrow we're going to get into team showcase. We'll break that down a little bit. But what are your thoughts from this map?
From this map, I mean, the biggest thought is Collision 34 and 16, and Big Step, of course, 31 and 20. If they didn't have people hitting up their line before today, they definitely have people hitting up their line now. Very great play. I think a high level of competition throughout all of this. I mean, you got to throw your hats off to Skiv coming in for the sub. Roma, too, played very well with Icon throughout the day. But I think the biggest takeaway from that last map was Big Step and Collision. They played phenomenally.
Yeah, I think especially early on in the day, it was really Collision, but Big Steppa was holding his own in the second half. We were calling a lot of Big Steppa, but the kill feed was still majority Collision. Tomorrow, the format shifts a little bit. We're going to get into some more traditional college COD, professional COD format, where it's going to be best of 5 with teams of 4. So we're going to get to see some familiar names, some new names come out, and really show out for these colleges. Again, if your college was not watching today, I guarantee it will be tomorrow. Of course, like I said, Syracuse is all over some of these guys.
Read the name. Read the name of Syracuse. Some other schools, let's just shout them out one more time. Mars Hill, LSU, EMU, Oklahoma Christian, Akron, and Shenandoah. Also, huge thanks to the U18 COD League putting this all on. It's a great first day. I'm excited to see what some of these players can do tomorrow, because I feel like today was get the names into our heads. Yeah. And tomorrow is going to be, okay, now how do they actually perform? Because, I mean, look, COD hasn't played 2v2 on these small maps. Exactly. It's played 4v4 with CDL rules, and that's what we're going to see tomorrow. And I'm excited to see how Icon, how Collision, how Roma do tomorrow in the actual game.
Exactly, and for us as casters as well. I mean, we didn't know a single call out today. Hopefully we put on a better show tomorrow, but overall, the general message of today was it was a blast. I had a blast with you and Mr. DannySalads. Again, I've been BCL, the CUS COD captain, and we're going to be coming back this duo tomorrow, again with that format. A bit of a bigger prize pool tomorrow as well. Teams will be playing for a hundo. Now, again, that's getting split up between 4 players, but that is significantly more V-Bucks that you could buy.
That's twice the amount of V-Bucks.
Yeah.
Also, shouts out Trig, doing a wonderful job on the observing and producing, keeping this whole thing going. We're just sitting here running our mouths. We don't know what's going on.
We just, we're talking about what we're seeing, but that wouldn't be possible without Trig and the rest of the U18 production staff. So again, thank you. We will see you here tomorrow at 3 p.m. to start off the 4v4 variation of this, and you're not going to want to miss it.